3.15.
Love at Exit 19. He was a toll booth operator. She was a soprano who sang in Carnegie Hall. Their eyes met at Exit 19 of the New York State Thruway when he charged her 37 cents. The romance that followed was even less likely than the plot of an opera. Sonia Baker was a frequent commuter from her home in the suburbs to New York City. One day when she was driving to an audition, she came off the Thruway and stopped at the toll booth, where Michael Fazio was working. She chatted to him as she paid to go through and thought he was cute. For the next 3 months, they used to exchange a few words as she handed him the money, and he raised the barrier to let her pass. It was mostly, "What are you doing today? Where are you going?" she said. They learned more about each other. For example, that Sonia loved Puccini and Verdi, while Michael's love was the New York Yankees. But their conversation suddenly came to an end when Michael changed his working hours. "He used to work during the day," said Sonia, "but he changed to night shifts." Although Michael still looked out for Sonia's white Toyota Corolla, he did not see her again for 6 months. When Michael's working hours changed back to the day shift, he decided to put a traffic cone in front of his lane. He thought, "It will be like putting a candle in a window." Sonia saw it, and their romance started up again. "I almost crashed my car on various occasions," she said, trying to cross several lanes to get to his exit. Finally, she found the courage to give Michael a piece of paper with her phone number as she passed through the toll. Michael called her, and for their first date, they went to see the film Cool Runnings, and then later they went to an opera, La Bohème, and to a Yankees game. They are now married and living in Kentucky, where Sonia is a voice and music professor at Murray State College, and Michael runs an activity center at a nursing home. It turned out that she had given him her number just in time. A short while later, she moved to New Jersey and stopped using the New York State Thruway. "I might never have seen him again," she said.
3.16. 1.
We met when I was studying at Oxford. I was acting in a French play by Jean Anouilh called Antigone. I was actually studying French, the language and literature, and I was in a college drama group, and they gave me a small part in the play. I think they gave it to me because my French was good, but not because I was especially good at acting. Anyway, Antoine, my husband, he is French, and he had always liked acting, although he was actually studying politics. Well, he had the part of King Créon, one of the important roles. There was this scene where we were acting together, and I suppose it all started there.
2.
I had a job in Krakow in Poland, teaching English. Melissa was one of the other teachers at the school. As soon as I saw her, I knew I wanted to get to know her better, but she didn't seem very interested. One night, I went to a bar where I often used to go with students, and she was there with some friends. She was very upset because she thought she'd lost her purse, and she had quite a lot of money in it. Suddenly I saw the purse under a chair in the corner, and I think that was the first time Melissa really noticed me. She bought me a drink, and, as they say, the rest is history. I had intended to try to learn Polish when I was there, but I didn't learn much because I spent all my time with Melissa. But we called our first daughter Kasia, which is a Polish name in honour of the country where we met.
3.
Pete and I were both single, and we used to go to bars and clubs together on Saturday night. But then he started going out with a girl who he had met at work. After a few weeks, he said to me, "Why don't you come out with us on Saturday? My girlfriend is going to bring one of her friends." To be honest, I wasn't all that enthusiastic about the idea. I'd never been on a blind date before, and I just couldn't imagine it would be a success. On the evening of the date, I was feeling very pessimistic and I nearly cancelled. Pete and I had arranged to meet the girls in a bar. We got to the bar early, and I remember my friend saying, "Here they are now." I looked towards the door and I thought, well, I really hope the girl on the right is my date. Fortunately, she was. The evening went really well, and 2 years later we got married. Pete and his girlfriend got married too, and we're still good friends. We usually meet for dinner about once a month.
4.
I was born in Egypt to an Italian father and French mother, but we came to live in London in the early 60s when I was 20. I got a job in a bank, but I didn't have many friends. In those days, it used to be quite difficult to meet people if you were a foreigner. One evening, I went to a dance at a restaurant, and I saw this gorgeous 18-year-old girl get up from her table and start dancing. I thought I had nothing to lose, and I wrote her a note saying that I was standing by the window, and if she would agree to come out with me, could she please smile at me? I then left the note on her chair. When the music stopped, she went back to her chair, read the note, and smiled at me. That was how it all started. When we decided to get married, at first her mother was totally against the idea. Mainly because I was a foreigner, and also I was 11 years older than Leslie. But little by little, she got to like me, and in the end she treated me like a son.
3.23.
Hello, and welcome to Forum, the programme that asks you what you think about current topics. Today, Martha Park will be talking about the social networking site Facebook, how we use it, how much we like it, or dislike it. So get ready to call us or text us and tell us what you think. The number, as always, is 567 4318. Martha.
Hello. Since Facebook was first launched in 2004, a lot of research has been done to find out what kind of people use it, what they use it for, and what effect it has on their lives. According to a recent study by consumer research specialist Intersperience, the average 22-year-old in Britain has over 1,000 online friends. In fact, 22 seems to be the age at which the number of friends peaks. It also appears that women have slightly more online friends than men. And another study from an American university shows that people who spend a lot of time on Facebook reading other people's posts tend to feel more dissatisfied with their own lives because they feel that everyone else is having a better time than they are. So, over to you. Do you use Facebook? How do you feel about it? Can you really have 1,000 friends? Are social networking sites making us unhappy? Phone in and share your experiences on
3.24.
And our first caller is George. Go ahead, George.
Hi, yeah, I use Facebook a lot, every day really. I think it's a great way to organise your social life and keep in touch with your friends. I have loads of friends.
How many friends do you have, George?
At the moment, I have 1,042.
And how many of them do you know personally?
About half, maybe.
And what do you use Facebook for?
For me, it's a good way to get in touch with my friends without having to use the phone all the time. When I'm having a busy week at university, I can change my status so I can let my friends know I can't go out. That's much easier than wasting time telling people, sorry, I'm too busy to meet up. It's just easier and quicker than using the phone.
Thanks, George. We have another caller. It's Beth. Hello, Beth.
Hi, I don't use Facebook or any other social networking site.
Why's that, Beth?
2 reasons, really. First, I don't spend much time online anyway. I do a lot of sport. I'm in a hockey team, so I meet my teammates almost every day, and we don't need to communicate on Facebook.
And the other reason?
I just don't really like the whole idea of social networking sites. I mean, why would I want to tell the whole world everything that I'm doing? I don't want to share my personal information with the world and become friends with people I don't even know. And I don't want to read what other people had for breakfast or lunch or dinner or what they're planning to do this weekend.
Thanks for that, Beth. Our next caller is Caitlin. It's your turn, Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, Martha.
And do you use Facebook, Caitlin?
I use it from time to time, but not very much. I only really use it to keep up with friends who have moved abroad or live too far away for us to meet regularly. For example, one of my best friends recently moved to Canada, and we often chat on Facebook. But I never add friends who are people I hardly know. I just can't understand those people who collect hundreds or even thousands of Facebook friends. I think it's just competition. People who want to make out that they're more popular than everybody else.
So you think the Facebook world is a bit unreal?
Absolutely. I think people write things and post photos of themselves just to show everyone they know what a fantastic time they're having and what exciting lives they lead. But they're probably just sitting at home in front of the computer all the time.
Thanks for that, Caitlin. We've just got time for one more caller before the news, and it's Ned. Hi, Ned. You'll have to be quick.
Hi, Ned.
Hi. When I started off with Facebook, I thought it was great, and I used it to communicate with close friends and with family, and I got back in touch with old friends from school. It was good, because all the people I was friends with on Facebook were people I knew, and I was interested in what they were doing. But then I started adding friends, people I hardly knew, who were friends of friends, people like that. In the end, I had more than 1,000, and it just became too much. There was just too many people leaving updates, writing messages on my wall. So, last month, I decided to delete most of them. It took me about half an hour to delete, and in the end, the only people I left were actual real-life friends and family. And old school friends. I got it down to 99. It was really liberating.
Thanks, Ned, and we'll be back after the news, so keep those calls coming.